Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sasha if it's your first time here, also known as Healing Honey. And today, you guys, this video is going to be kind of deep, but I feel like it's so important to talk about these things openly and honestly. The state of the world, the state of humanity, us as a society, as people, we are truly so sick and we are hurting inside as a collective. Let's talk about some of these things. Let's bring them into the light. I'm really curious to know your thoughts on these things. The purpose of this video is really just to spread awareness and to hopefully get you to think about some of the ways that we are living in the world right now that's really hurting us on a spiritual level, and it is causing chaos internally and in the outside world, you guys. And so this is a trigger warning. You know, these things that I'm going to be speaking about are not pleasant, but it is the harsh reality that we are facing right now in the world. Instead of trying to pretend like these things are not going on, trying to ignore them or be in denial, when we can just speak openly and freely about these things, it's going to remove the shame and the guilt. We can be honest with one another, and we can just do better, you know, for ourselves, for our children, and really just heal ourselves. The way that the world gets better is when we each individually can take an honest look at ourselves, see where we can do better. And if we each do that, that's how the world shifts. But right now, there's so much darkness. There's so much evil in plain sight. And this is spiritual warfare. You know, if you're on this channel, you already know I love talking about spirituality. And the truth of the matter is, I know we would love to think that we're just on earth just to have a great time and that's it. Life is a gift, absolutely. But you're also going to be tested, and you have choices at every single moment. You have good and bad, okay? Duality in the third dimension. Yes, you can transcend that, you know, and yes, everything serves a purpose, but you have to be willing to face your demons individually. That's how we're going to see a shift in the collective. That's how this world will be a safer place, a better place, a healthier place where we can really thrive. And if you've noticed in the world, it's not looking good. Why? Spiritually, we're sick as people. We have been led astray. We have been lied to. We have been living the wrong way for so long. It's finally catching up to us. You're seeing all the natural disasters, the things that we've done to the earth for so many years, killing the animals, plummeting the resources, not giving a dang about the land that we are living on. We're not giving thanks. We're not giving gratitude, you know, killing one another, hating one another, just so much evil, you guys. And it's shameful. And I feel like we know that subconsciously. And so these are the things that people don't want to talk about, but it's important just to speak freely and speak your heart. And during my spiritual awakening, that's when I've really been able to tune into these things, because when I was just lost in the world, just on autopilot, not really knowing who I was, I never stopped to think about these deep things. But now that I've been just doing that, I've had time to reflect, and my heart's been called to say, like, you know what, let's just talk about these things, you know. And so, okay, so the first obvious sign that society is sick, that we as a people are sick and we need help on a spiritual level, is the fact that when you go to the store, let's say you're looking for a gift for your nephew, right? For your son, a little boy. You go to the toy aisle. What do you see? You see a bunch of toy guns everywhere. We are gifting little kids play toy guns to go around to pretend to shoot one another. And I don't know how this became a thing and just so accepted, to give kids weapons and tell them that it's for their enjoyment so that they can play. This is how we play. This is how we're training our little boys, especially 3 years old, 4 years old, 7, 8, 9, 10, to pretend to kill one another and say it's a game. say it's a joke. They're just playing. Oh, it's just a water gun. Oh, it's darts, not bullets. What is this doing to their mind? What is this doing to their spirit? This is an obvious sign that society is sick, okay? We shouldn't be gifting little boys or little girls toy guns. It's ridiculous. It's a weapon. Right in line with this are the video games, which I know have like taken over the world. Our kids are going into dark rooms and spending 6 to 8 hours there with headphones on, just looking at a blue screen, tuning out the rest of the world to shoot one another, kill one another, murder, violence, bloodshed, greed, theft, all of these crazy, deadly sins. In the video games, they're being programmed, little kids, because you guys already know that your subconscious mind is being programmed. From the time you're in your mother's womb until you're like 9, 10 years old, you don't even have a filter. You're just soaking in everything from the world being programmed mentally of what life is. So why are we doing this to our kids? Like, why are we allowing them to play violent games full of murder, to kill one another? We're programming them that that's okay. And this is the first huge sign that humanity is sick on a spiritual level. Let me know your thoughts. Okay, you guys, so the second one is really deep, but it's something that I've noticed and I want to bring it to our attention, okay? The second sign that humanity is sick spiritually and needs help is the amount of pride that we have, the amount of narcissism that we have. Now, just stay with me on this, okay? I was, you know, on Snapchat, how they'll show you your photos from years ago, right? On the same day. Just today, I go on there just to see like, what was I doing a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago? Just today I went on there and I saw, I'm using myself as an example, 50 something photos of me with a filter on trying to get a shot of my, I guess my makeup, right? Different poses, just every single angle. And this is 2 years ago, 3 years ago. This is me 3 years ago, okay? Just a person in the world. Oh, it's just normal. Oh, okay, it's Snapchat. Well, everyone does it. Well, I need to get a selfie for my Instagram. Humanity is sick, okay? I'm looking back at this person and I'm thinking, was she mentally ill? You know, like, what was I going through? I was stuck in the world. You guys, the amount of pride. Pride is someone's obsession. When you have too much pride, it's you having so much regard for just yourself, self-consumed, and you're not worried about anybody else. Oh, there's a whole big world out there, but all that matters is my selfie, and that's the world that we're living in. So these social media platforms have really contributed to this, because when I was growing up, like, you took a picture and then you forgot about it, you went about your day. But in today's day and age, in 2023, everybody lives by their phone. Just stop and ask yourself, you know, you have to, this is like an internal thing. It's not really anything that I can really tell you. It's something that you have to feel within yourself, and just be careful of being too self-absorbed, okay? And this is hard. This is inner work. This is not something that we ever want to admit to. This is not how we want to see ourselves. Nobody wants to feel like they're conceited or narcissistic or just too consumed with their looks and their ego. This is about ego and just so prideful. And pride is glorified in the world. Listen to the music. Turn on the TV, beauty pageants, this and that, you know. People think that their worth is in how they look, men and women. And so this is a big sign that humanity is sick, because how you look has nothing to do with why you are on this earth. with real life. So don't get too into your pride. Don't be so self-absorbed. Don't spend so much time taking selfies when you could be actually experiencing life, learning about yourself, learning about other things, enjoying life, living, being. Those amount of likes is not going to do anything for your life. It's a quick, fleeting gratification, instant gratification, then it's gone. And the thing with sins, the thing with things like this, spiritual, why it makes us sick on a spiritual level is because it seems alluring. It seems like it's gonna give us happiness and we're gonna feel so good from it, but then it's fleeting, it's gone. You know, and so be careful of having too much pride. You know, research what pride is and ask yourself honestly, like, am I consumed in my pride? And it literally was hurting me to see, like, I was thinking, what was my state of mind back then? You know, and it's just really sad. And so then I was scrolling up and, you know, I saw my young daughter emulating what I was doing. So your kids are watching you at every moment. If you're busy, so worried about your makeup, so worried about how you look, even what you're wearing, and you're just busy trying to show that to the world, like, they're gonna think that's what's important too, when it's not, okay? So this is a huge sign humanity is sick. We're worried about the wrong things. We're worried about the outside of how we look versus what's going on the inside. Because you're trying to look so good or project yourself to the world to receive something back. Love, attention, glory, but you're not gonna get it that way. You're not gonna really feel it that way because it has nothing to do with that. That's the inside job. Self-love and acceptance starts from inside. You can't get that from the outside world. Okay, guys, so the third sign that humanity is sick spiritually and that we need help, okay, is something that's been in the news recently, right? With Balenciaga, okay? Because in the times that we're in, the veil is being lifted and things are coming into the light. They can no longer be hidden. And this is a secret plague that has been haunting humanity since probably the beginning of time. And that is child predators, okay? Balenciaga put out this fashion brand put out that ad displaying children in a sexual way, in a sick way, really. And they were just putting it into the light, what they're about, what they stand for, how their views on children, and it's disgusting, it's evil, it's perverse, and it is prevalent in this society. This is such an ugly truth that I myself never wanted to face until I came face to face with it in my own life. Okay, I've seen this in my own life, and it's real. And I want to put this out there because this is a warning to all the parents out there. And even if you're not a parent, anybody who's seeing this video, this is something that we have to be aware of. There are adults who see children in a sexual way, and they see children and they like them in an inappropriate way, and they will try to do something about it and keep it a secret. Okay, this is something that is so shameful, so dark, that when it does happen, a lot of times people feel so embarrassed, so disturbed by it that they try to hide it. And that does nothing but perpetuate this problem. It keeps this problem going. And so I just feel like this is obviously a huge sign that humanity is sick. Some signs for parents to be aware of. Any adult who tries to groom your child, what this looks like is them trying to isolate the child, okay? Trying to become the child's best friend, trying to get the child alone, trying to give them gifts, okay? Make them trustworthy in the parent's eyes and in the child's eyes, okay? So be wary of any adult who is text messaging your kid, who always wants to spend time with your kid alone. Oh, can I take them to the movies? Oh, can I take them to the fair? oh, we're just gonna go out to eat. A lot of times child predators target single moms, they target people with low income, they target people who have dysfunction happening in the home because they know that they're more vulnerable. They need help in some way, so they come in as the helper, but they could be there to harm your child. You know, and this is just a dark truth. I follow this account on Instagram and I'll link it down below. I mean, it's terrifying and it's scary to think about this, but once again, we don't want to live in denial. We don't want to pretend like this isn't happening. There's rumors of this type of behavior happening in the higher ups, in the governments, celebrities, Hollywood. Look at how many Disney stars come forward speaking up about this. This is an epidemic. This is the real pandemic of child predators. Jeffrey Epstein, his girl, just sick people in the world who take out their pain and demons on children. And if we do nothing else in this world, we need to protect the kids. If you are a parent, then you know how pure a child comes into this world. And so our job is to protect them, okay? And so be aware of this. Know that people who hurt kids are normally in a position of trust. They could be at the child's school. It could be a family member. It could be a friend. Okay, so somebody at a church. Don't put this past anybody. Keep your eyes wide open and trust your intuition. That's the number one thing, especially to the moms out there, because as the feminine, we have such strong intuitions. When we listen to them, it can really save lives. And so trust your intuition and speak to your kids about this. My daughter is 6 years old and I tell her openly. I don't keep things from her. I tell her there are people who try to hurt kids. And so if anyone tries to touch you, if anybody tries to hurt you, if anyone tells you to keep a secret from me, that is your sign to tell me. And this is not taking away their innocence. This is you protecting your kid. So be aware of child predators. This is a huge sign that humanity is sick. The lust, the perversion, we need to heal ourselves. You know, and it's not about hating people. It's about bringing all this, because the thing about child predators and things like that, look what happened with Balenciaga. You know, they took down those campaigns, they retreated. When people don't talk about these things, that's how they continue. But when you are brave enough to speak up, that's how this can come to an end. So call evil out, speak up. Tell the world, yell from the rooftops, because we have to protect our children. Okay, guys, I warned you that today's video is going to be kind of deep because these are important things. This is happening every single day. And, you know, it's important. We have to heal ourselves spiritually. Spiritually, we're sick. This is a fact. And we just have to do better. And we have to be aware. You have to be aware of this. Not everything is peaches and rainbows and butterflies, you know? This is the reality. And when you start to do the inner work is when you face the darkest parts of yourself and you realize like where you have been sick. And so when you start to work through that, you can imagine what other people are going through, because we're all connected. And I know it's very easy to feel like, oh, well, none of these things have happened to me, so it doesn't affect me. I don't let my kids play violent video games. Nothing's ever happened to my child, and, I trust everyone in my life, and none of these things affect me, so this doesn't affect me. But you'd be wrong, because of the simple fact that we are all connected. So yeah, maybe you personally, not yet, but if other people, humanity, we are all sharing this earth, right? So if other people are going through these crazy things, doing these crazy things, it will affect you in one way or another. Maybe not you, but someone you know. And so it's just important to have that larger perspective. And the thing is, it's like, always bring it back to compassion and love, because we're not here to hate one another. We're not here to judge one another and condemn, but we are here to do better, to grow, and to to heal, really. Healing honey, you know? So as I'm doing the work on myself, I just wanna speak up, because it's not just on me, it's like on each of us to do our parts individually to add to the collective. The last sign that humanity is sick for today, and I was gonna mention the war. That's an obvious sign. I know we might be heading into a global war in 2023. How ridiculous. I will link my other video on why race is an illusion, because the truth is oneness, and you recognize this when you have a spiritual awakening. You recognize the God within you and God within everything and everyone. So to think that you're just so separate from someone because they're a different race is a human concept. Countries, human concept. Think deeper and see things for what they are. Once again, that would be pride, having you think that you're different or better, or your country's different or better because it makes more money. Money is a concept. These are human concepts. The truth is oneness. Okay, so obviously, if you're willing to go kill another version of you, kill somebody for the sake of your country, for war, that's a huge sign humanity is sick. That's an obvious one. But the last one I'm gonna talk about today, a huge sign that the collective is sick and that we need help on a spiritual level right now, is the amount of fake all around us. We could talk about the metaverse. People are literally, this reality is so crazy. Let me go ahead and put this goggles on my head and live in a whole different world. No, baby, you're not living in a different world. You have some goggles on your head and you are getting the sensation that you're living. You're giving your entire life and soul away. Don't fall into that metaverse trap, okay? Don't do it. Warning, that's the fake world, okay? We're in the real world, really the dream world, but it's a different story. It's crazy because we're replacing all the real with fake, down to the grass, fake grass. Oh, it's for aesthetics. I want my house to look good, so I'm gonna put a fake grass, you know? Fake food. Everywhere. Commercials, TV is constantly lying to us. It's so crazy. You'll see the skincare commercials. Oh, buy the skincare to look like this model that didn't get that skin from that skincare, I guarantee you. And she's wearing makeup and there's a filter, you know, like it's fake. The news, every single news station, newspaper, they're all telling you the same story. It's fake. The craziest one, the prescription medication commercials, right? Take this medication to feel so good and cure your depression. And then they start giving you the list of side effects, right? Side effects include bam, 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 and death. But check with your doctor to see if you are eligible to get it. In fake medicine, fake food, fake grass, fake world, metaverse, fake pictures with the filters, fake. So that's a huge sign that humanity is sick. So you guys, if you're still here on this video, I'm gonna let you know something. We know by now that we are not the only life in the universe, right? Pretty obvious. Do you guys, have you ever stopped to think about how entities in other planets are looking at us? You know, it was crazy because just today I saw that the Pentagon, the US Pentagon, has confirmed that they shot down a UFO flying over Alaska, right? That is another sign of how sick we are, to just immediately kill, shoot, murder, destroy, violence. We are sick and we need to heal ourselves. Why would we just be killing shooting down a UFO from what? Fear? From what? Just crazy. We're mentally ill as a society. I know this video is probably controversial. You guys are probably like, oh, she's on one. I'm not. I'm sober. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm clear. These are just like the realities. And I know so many of you probably feel me, but I am curious to know your thoughts. So make sure you drop me a comment. Let me know what you think about this video. What did you take away from this? What's another obvious sign that humanity is sick? And most importantly, what can we do to heal ourselves? What can we do to be in a better place, to elevate and to grow? Because this current world is dying, it is destroying itself, and we're getting a whole new reset. Great reset, great awakening, new earth, whatever you want to call it, but this way of life is dying out, it's fizzling away, and new is being born on the planet because it's time. So it's time that we take a real look at ourselves in the mirror, see what we can do, and then help each other because we're all connected. It's one love. I'm sending you love and power and healing into your life, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care of yourself. Bye.